So the next pull is another one of those exercises that I just used to think was crazy. And my thoughts on it are literally just that. They're my thoughts, and they're my thoughts on my experience. And it always takes me back to what I remember one of the elders, one of the second generation teachers actually saying that, Mr. Pilates didn't like dancers because they picked and chose whatever it was that they wanted to do. They didn't do all of it. And I just thought, no, that's not us. That's not me. And in reality, it probably has been to some extent. Like I did not get neck pull. Never could get up unless I had the classical mat, which I do, which I also use to inform me as to how things might be approached, but also play with not using it at all. And I really think that with neck pull, you have to do it like every day for a long time. And in saying that, I did that with the March Madness. Thank you, Benjamin Degenhart and Andrea Maida, for your different ways in influencing me on that. But to do that every day and to sort of start to feel the changes as you do it are pretty amazing. And I'd have to say, whoever told you not to pull on your neck because it was bad for you, I think we always need to question those things in some way or another. That said, you're not trying to pull your head forward. You're trying to pull your head out of your neck, out of your tail. And I think that if we can keep our hands on our head, which is the one and only time he really requires you to do that, you will be better off in the long run. So with that, I'm going to do it a few times and I'll chalk you through it. I will be in hopes that the earpiece I have does not close down the sound. And if it does, I will try to subtitle it at a later time. So here we go. Neck pull. I'm going to have my feet, my heels heavy on the mat. And I am going to put my hands behind my head, obviously. Now, I want the space, I call it my heart space, but the space between my scapula for my spine and my ribcage, I want it to be quite broad. And if that means that I never open my elbows out as I'm rolling up, that's fine with me. So my heels are heavy. I'm drawing my elbows in quite narrow to get, again, a tensile stretch between my shoulder blades and possibly from my skull to my shoulder blades to my elbows. I'm pulling on my head and keeping my head heavy in my arms all at the same time. I'm going to reach the elbows. I'm going to keep my head back. Now I'm getting stuck because I'm tight and I haven't done it yet today. But I'm going to keep my hands and my head together. And I'm stopping with my head over my pubic bone. From there, I'm going to start to open my spine, front and back, from pubic bone to head and from tail to head. And then I'm going to dive a second time, which I think is a little bit unique. And I'm going to dive my head, so I'm pulling on it, and I'm going to reach my elbows up and back. When I finish the stretch, it bounces me, springs me back up. I'm going to pull the elbows narrow, and I'm going to pull on my neck again. My legs are coming up, but I'm leaving my heels as heavy as I can and my hamstrings as active down into the mat as possible. So that was one. Elbows in, pull on the head, pull on the neck. Keep the head heavy in the arms. Keep that constant. Head over pubic bone. Reaching long and out. Trying to open the whole spine by lengthening the front of the body. Elbows high. Head down. So superficial back arm line is being picked up off of the lower back and the rib cage. End of the stretch springs me up. And I'm going to roll down again. Head is heavy. This is where you learn where you hold your neck. In my opinion, I really learned that my right side of my neck is definitely a big thing. The last time, elbows in. I bring my elbows in even narrower if I get stuck. And to me, all that's important is that the third one is an improvement on the first one. And I do know that the roll up just now was a lot better, a lot smoother. Head reaches down, elbows up. I get the stretch all the way to my tail. Oh, and head heavy in the arms lifting the skull, elbows narrow, and done. That stretch, especially on my right side, goes all the way down the middle of my back. It's a beautiful stretch. I think that you might want to play with it for a few days in a row and see if it changes. So there's just 3 of them. If you have trouble coming up, just keep your shape and start to rock it using the hip extension to start to pick your spine up. And if you have trouble, narrow your elbows a little bit more so that you get even more of the deep back arm lines tensile support by being as long and connected as possible. And train your body within this to let go of the weight of your head and let your arms carry it for you. I hope that's helpful. Again, there's no right, no wrong, in my opinion. It is another way to look at it that I wouldn't have seen if I hadn't been playing. And we need to play. We need to be curious, and we need to approach it with an open mind. Thank you. Be well.